movement building and working with movements is not like just planning school classrooms to children and also just organizing women for sensitization. It requires the knowledge, the skill on how we do movement building, on what we aspire to get out of it. It will test your courage. It will test your capacity, because the organization will be launching our approach to work with movements. How do we build? Movements are not like partners existing somewhere. Well, you need to be part of activists. You need to be part of practitioners to initiate movements, to work with movements, and reach the desired target. So, be very much active. I wished I could have been here the whole of the training period, but unfortunately, I may not be able because I will be going somewhere.
So if the people have not risen and said we are tired of this, and then they start, behaving in a manner, talking about it, and then organizing themselves in some sort of actions, such as demonstrations, such as boycotts, and people begin talking.
Whether iko difficult iko whatever, Wangali akuanza yeye. Wangali ameanza kujionyesha baada ya kuona kwamba ana support ya nani? Support ya watu. Sasa most of activists wanapenda kwenda wao. Na akifika mahakamani hana hata support ya nani? Support ya watu. Na yeye alifanya makusudi, ndio maana alianza kumobilize nini? Watu kabla hajaanza ile critical engagement. Critical engagement ameifanya baada ya kuona ana support ya watu.
And becomes the champion. What do you think? What do you think happened? What is in this life, the life of this woman? What do you think is happening? Is it the community that went and picked her? Did she think I should go and lead this community? What could have happened? Please share.
She had that knowledge, and she saw what communities down there they were facing, the challenges the community they were facing. So by using her knowledge and skills she had, she now reflected back, in the previous years when she was young, the way the environment were, and comparing with the current situation, and then she used that knowledge to educate local communities, the linkages between the situation they faced by that time as compared to before.
Society of Tanzania. It could be initiated by few. And not necessarily that whatever it is started should come to a success. It may fail.
But she's arguing that it was actually not the idea of us Tanzania. It is the idea of IMF and World Bank.
That's her perspective, which may not be true anyway.
All right. It is the truth. No? This multi-party came during the liberalization. It was part of liberalization. And now we are going to new liberalization. This is not our agenda. It is the agenda. I'm not saying it is bad. Maybe we should go there. The idea of being multi-party system, it is not bad. I don't say that is bad, but I'm looking at the original of this idea. Was it coming from Tanzania? It is not true.
But then it picked the ground from the people here. And they also started thinking, look at the people who wanted to participate in politics. Participation in politics.
For me, I think
looking on the social movement as way as I was not here yesterday, but the way I'm looking at, like the issue of Wangali, it just should start from, you know, the need felt by the community at a locality.
Yes.
And now it ignites going, catching fire.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
that is why we can say now that is the
Social
movement.
Yes.
So it should originate from a certain kind of a problem.
The monopart system, a social issue, social justice issue in the community. So from my point, I was saying that was not a social movement because it was not an issue to Tanzanians. And after being introduced by the external parties, also it was not seen as an issue at that time.
You follow me.
These are some of the spaces that we think any movement builder can use if you want to build the movement in the context of the country. So, like others have said, we have the village assemblies, which these also is a platform.
It's because we're not looking at the forms of power, we're just looking at the power over. That's the only thing that we're looking at. We're not looking at all the 4 forms of power. There's power with, there's power within, there's power out too. So if you look at the forms, you'd see where the development partners would fit.
Here, we discussed the power analysis. We understood that there is different powers, different forms of power. But from our group, we are looking on spaces, power spaces, where that power is exercised, not who has power. That's why I was asking my question. I understand that development partners, they have got power over. They have got power over
of their money.
Of each of their money. But my question is, in our process, development process, is there any space, defined space, where we can engage with the development partners?
So we need to identify those spaces and then develop strategies to get there, because you see a space can exist, but and that's one thing quite different from you being able to get into that space. So you have to go through lobbying and get people on the agenda. All right.
I think we need to challenge the culture and practices. As Imani said, you have the Law of Marriage Act, which allows marriage at the age of 15. But we have the Law of the Child Act, which doesn't allow marriage at the age of 15. And the law is very clear that whenever there is contradiction, the Law of Child Act will prevail. So it's the issue of interpretation and understanding of the law, but there is no contradiction.
This is
Baba Yega.
Zest is on this beat, ladies and gentlemen.
Standard gauge, najenga flying over. Tulipe makodi, nchi iache kukopa. Taifa liwe na power. Msingi ni kodi, hospitali ziwe na dawa. Tulipe kodi, acha hesabu kufoji. Kukwepa kodi, umeme, maji na rodi. Ni nguvu ya kodi, kwenye lami tunagonga gia. Bampa tu bampa, kama utani kwenye bombadia. Na pasu wa anga, kulipa kodi, iwe ni hobby. Kukwepa kodi, no mainogi. Kwa salama wa mama na mtoto. Kwenye mawodi, wanafunzi lawama mikopo. Kwenye mabodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi. Jenga mashule, elimu bure. Kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi. Matibabu bure, hakuna kutanga huku na kule. Kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi, kuvuya kodi.
Is on this beat, ladies and gentlemen.
Standard gauge, najenga flying over. Tulipe makodi, nchi iache kukopa. Taifa liwe na power. Msingi ni kodi, hospitali ziwe na dawa. Tulipe kodi, acha hesabu kufoji. Kukwepa kodi, umeme, maji na rodi. Ni nguvu ya kodi, kwenye lami tunagonga gia. Bampa tu bampa, kama utani kwenye bombadia. Na pasu wa anga, kulipa kodi, iwe ni hobby. Kukwepa kodi, no mainogi. Kwa salama wa mama na mtoto. Kwenye mawodi, wanafunzi lawama mikopo.